7. I've always wanted to, I think that, when I was 7, there was a defining moment in my life where all of a sudden it all clicked. And it was a moment where I was playing with my Barbie dolls. And my mother, she's a nurse, so she gets her uniforms made by a tailor. And I used to go with her. To the tailors, and I'd sometimes, look at the scrap fabrics that they had. And one time, the gentleman who was making her garments was like, "You can take some of the scrap fabrics if you'd like." And I was a very crafty kid, so of course I took some and I brought some home, and I ended up just teaching myself how to stitch, and I made little outfits for my Barbie dolls. And there was a little moment where my sister came into the living room while I was playing, and she goes, "Where'd you get the clothes for your Barbie dolls?" And I said, "I made them." And she goes, "No way. You made those? That's incredible. Like, you don't even know how to use a sewing machine." And I kind of was just like, yeah, well, I kind of just, did my thing. And as a kid, I was like really into the arts, and I really liked drawing, and I knew I was pretty good at it. So at that exact moment where my sister told me, like, "Wow, you can make that, like, that's really good," it kind of clicked, like, I think I should be a designer. And then of course, as I grew up, like, I started loving fashion, and I started liking the idea of dressing myself and expressing myself through clothing. So yeah, that's it.
How do you define your personal style, and do you feel like it reflects your work?
Well, my personal style, I don't think I have a certain look to me. I kind of just wear whatever I feel like wearing. Whatever, makes me, it depends on the day. Like, if I feel like being quirky, then I wear something really quirky, or if I feel like being really mysterious, I wear like all black. So it really just depends on how I'm feeling for the day. But I'm kind of like a chameleon. I can kind of go for any style, really. I can definitely see a bit of quirkiness in a lot of my work. I'm really minimalistic when it comes to design. I mean, I like to really be ambitious about it, but I also like to keep it very minimal and clean looking, but at the same time add like quirky elements and little details. I'm really big into details, so.
And what was your inspiration for the pieces that you had created for the show?
Well, the one piece that I am submitting for the show is called Coventina. It's the Celtic word for water goddess, and it is a evening wear dress inspired by beach waves. So throughout the kind of inspiration process, I kept seeing photographs online on shots of water rapids, and I found like a lot of those shots ended up being really beautiful. So I wanted to really express that beauty and that texture through the garment. So.
And what tips would you give anybody who's looking to get started in fashion or design?
Well, this industry is a very hard industry to get into. So my massive, number one tip is be passionate about it. I think if you don't have the passion, you don't have the drive, then you really can't get anywhere in this industry. I mean, a lot of people put you down, and sometimes you have those moments where you just, I know for sure I sometimes have those moments where I feel like maybe this isn't the career I should be doing. But then there are other moments where I look back and I'm like, I actually love what I'm doing. And that's like a really great thing. So definitely number one tip is just to know if you're passionate about it, just go for it.
So if you were put into a Freaky Friday situation where, who would you switch lives with for a day, and why?
Ooh. Okay, actually that question I kind of thought about for a little bit. I would definitely, at the moment, I have like this weird, not weird, but obsession with New Girl. And even before the show, I've absolutely been in love with Zooey Deschanel, and I think her life is really glamorous, and I really admire her style and her sense of self and confidence. So I think I would definitely switch a day with her.
And where can readers find out more about you and your work?
Well, they can check me out on Facebook. They can check me out on Instagram, which is Instagram/chubbycheek, spelled CHUBIECHEEK. And they can also, I guess, follow me on Pinterest. I like to pin a lot of fashion inspiration on Pinterest, so yeah.